And as you exhale, I want you to imagine that that waist narrows and that abdominals just gently contract as if you were tightening a little invisible belt. So you breathe in, ribs swing open. Exhale, that waist narrows and the abdominals contract. You just got one more here, big breath in. And exhale. And then from there, you can open the eyes and just turn the head from right to left. So just very, very gently scanning it from side to side. Maybe looking a little bit further over your shoulder and then bringing that head to center. From there, you're going to nod your right ear to your right shoulder. You're going to roll the chin to the chest and then take the left ear to the left shoulder. So we're just creating a little semicircle forward, keeping the arms and shoulders relaxed. You're going to do one more in each direction for me. And then we are going to finish with our chin to our chest, and we're going to let our head float up. We're going to lift the shoulders by the ears, exhale, drop them down the back. You're going to do 3 more, lift and drop, 2 and drop, the last one and drop. From there, hands are going to go onto your shoulders and you're going to roll your elbows back. So we're just going to make that movement a little bit bigger. That's it. And I want you to kind of sit up as tall as you can on those sitting bones. Imagine growing through the spine, and then you're going to let go of the shoulders and just give me some big arm circles, adjusting with the sides of the chair if you have to. Beautiful. 2 more here. Excellent. Last one. We are then going to reach our right hand up towards the ceiling, and you're going to take your left hand and you're just going to cross it over your knee. So I want you to just put a little bit of gentle pressure on the outside, and then I want you to stretch that right arm up towards the ceiling. So this is going to give you a nice side stretch, but without coming into that deep side flexion. So a really great way to open the sides of the body. We're going to do the other side. So now your right hand will come to the outside of the left knee, or the left thigh, and then you'll reach that right arm up and you put just a bit of gentle pressure in and you reach that left hand up as much as you can. So we get this really nice feeling of elongation, like someone's pulling you up by your wrist. Beautiful. We're then gonna bring those hands, take them behind the head, and imagine that that lower body is in cement. We can't move it at all. And we just very, very gently rotate the body to the right and rotate the body to the left. Now, what we don't want to do is twist to the furthest we can go. We keep it in that nice, comfortable range. And we really imagine that the waist muscles are helping to control. So we move with control and we start to warm up through our midline, okay? Everyone's going to give me 1 more in each direction. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. And then we're going to come back to center. From there, you are just going to put your hands onto the edge of your chair. I'm going to turn my chair so you can see. And we're going to start with a basic hip hinge. So, in fact, pop your hands right in your hip crease. So where the hip and the end of the thigh meet. Sit up really tall. You can even squeeze your bottom and you're going to lean forward with a straight spine. And it's like you imagine you had tail feathers and you're going to kind of stick them up towards the ceiling and come back. And this is our hip hinge from seated, right? We keep that spine lovely and long. We keep the front of the body lovely and long as well. So we've got this lovely distance between your rib and your hip. Now, how far you lean forward without curving is going to depend on that mobility through the hip joint. So you can always open the legs a little bit wider. That also will give you a little bit more mobility, okay? And we're just going to do 2 more here. And then we're going to stand up. Easy peasy, right? So from there, exactly the same thing. You hinge forward. This time you stand up. Obviously, we're not going to use our hands at all. So let's pop them over our chest. And then you're going to sit back down. And I want you to just give me 10 of these. And we're going to go at a little bit of a pace, right? We want to warm ourselves up. Even though we're using our chair, so our last chair class, we are still going to get moving. And all of these exercises, obviously, you can do. Maybe if you spend a little bit more time sat down at your desk, you've got 5 minutes, you can do a few sit stands. Excellent. We're going to do 1 more here. Beautiful. And then we're going to finish sat on our chair. From there, I want you to scoot your bottom to the end, keep your left foot close to the chair, and take your right foot a little bit further in front. So all of the weight or the work is going to be on the leg that's closest to the back of the chair. Think of it like a single leg squat. You're going to have very light touch on your front leg. So imagine we don't even need it. It's kind of just there for balance. Exactly the same thing. We hinge from the hips, long spine, long waistline. Stand up tall, hinge from the hips. So we stick that bum out and we lower ourselves down. So this is a great exercise to strengthen your quads, right? That knee joint helps the knee joint and also the glutes and the hamstrings, right? Now, the lighter touch you can have on that front foot, the better. And in fact, if this feels easy peasy lemon squeezy, you can even try taking your foot off and lowering yourself down. You can put your foot down to stand yourself up. So you take your foot off, lower down, and you must think, push those hips back. Good. Put the foot down and lift. And everyone's going to give me 3 more here. So obviously we're going to work at our own level. So you can always keep the foot down if you like, or you can take it off. Last 2 here, ladies, whichever variation you're choosing. Good. Last one. And then we're going to do the obvious. We're going to switch those legs over. So your right leg will be close to the chair and your left leg will be slightly forward. Everyone's going to give me roughly about 10 and I'm going to come have a good look this time because you all know what you're up to. Good. Really, really nice. So really concentrating. Yes, nice, Catherine. Straight in with that single leg. And give it a go, guys, especially on the lowering phase. That's a really easy way to start to build up that endurance in that leg, right? And if you're not quite ready to take that foot off, try and just keep the ball of your foot on there. That's it. Yes, nice, Min. Very good. Lovely. Nice, Jay. Nice, Dimitrina. Yes, 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 guys. It's looking fab. Everyone is going to give me their last one. And then they can sit back down and give their legs a lovely little shake. How are you feeling? Good? Okay. Super simple. Really great way to build that lower body strength, which is fab for our balance, right? So from there, you're going to stay scooched to the end of your chair. You're going to take your hands onto the sides. But I want you to try and get your fingertips to point to the front of the room. And then you're going to take your weight into your arms. And I'm going to hover my bottom just off the edge of the chair. Now, what normally wants to happen is we tend to sink into the shoulders. So I want you to push them away and then let your shoulders sink back down. So you're just doing little tiny shoulder shrugs to start, keeping your bottom very close to your chair. Just little tiny shoulder shrugs, okay? And obviously you've got the stability of the feet, but this is just to get those shoulders warmed up. Yes, 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 ladies. Absolutely excellent work. Good, nice. Yes. Okay, everyone give me 3 more here. Yes, push, yes, last 2. Think, draw those shoulders away from those ears. Nice, last one. Jane, can you keep those arms really still for that one? Really straight and just let those shoulders move. Go on, 1 more. Yeah, and then push those shoulders down. Boom, exactly, beautiful. So we're warming up those lats and shoulders. So give the wrists a little shake, also loading the wrists, right? All good stuff. Now we're going to go into a tricep dip. So that was like a little shoulder shrug, tricep dip. You're going to start from that lovely position where we pulled those shoulder blades down. You're going to roll the upper arms together and then you're going to bend the elbows and then press. Now, ideally, you want to keep your bottom close to your chair, okay? But if you find that you need to have a little bit more help from your legs, then you can. But ideally, we want to try and keep it in our upper body. And I would like for you to give me 10 tricep dips here. Yes, guys, nice work. And then really pull the shoulders away from the ears at the top. Excellent. Good. Really nice. And we know. Good. Liz, just keep that head up for me. That's it, yeah. And that will help keep that length through that spine as well. Beautiful, guys. Really nice. Keep that weight in those arms. Once you've finished your 10, oh, you can sit on your chair. You can take a little breather. Maybe give those wrists a little roll. Very, very nice. Okay, so we're going to make our way up to standing now. And you can use the back of your chair as a little guide, okay? So the first thing that we're going to do is, I'll pull my trousers up as well, you can see my lovely socks, is we're just going to do 10 heel drops. Now, well, 10 heel raises, and then we're going to do 10 heel drops. So a heel raise, you can use the chair if you need to, just rising up onto the tiptoes and then lowering with control. So rising up and lowering down. Thinking of our 3 circles, so we've got our hips, our ribs, and our shoulders and collarbone, and they all stay stacked, one on top of the other. So we go straight up and straight down. Because what tends to happen is people love to swing their hips forward, right? And then we kind of sit into our lower back. So we've got to think, keep those lovely circles and that spine straight. So we're going to finish our last one here, and then we're going to make it a little bit more challenging. So an important part of training for your osteoporosis is adding impact, okay? So a good way to start learning to do impact is your heel drops. So you're going to lift up exactly the same way before, but instead of lowering with control, you're just going to drop your heels into the mat. So you lift up with control, and then you just drop your heels into the mat. Good. Now, ideally, we want to have those legs straight, and ideally, we want it to feel really heavy. But depending on where you are in your journey, it's going to be a bit different. So if it feels very difficult for you, you don't want to go too hard, start very, very light. Okay. Perfect, Maria. Got your message. Carry on, as. You want to start light, okay, and then you work your way up. You can even bend your knees if you find that, you know, you're a bit worried about it. This will help to absorb the impact. But doing on straight legs is really great because we need those ground force reactions to make that change in our bone density, particularly in those hips. So this is a really great one to practice when you've got 5 minutes, when you're waiting for the bus, when you're waiting for the kettle to boil, whatever it is. Squeeze in these heel drops whenever you can. Everyone's going to give me 5 more here. 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Easy. Okay. We are now going to do a side lunge. Now, if you've got your chair by you, you're going to obviously step away from your chair. So, for example, I'm going to step my right leg out. I'm going to bend my right leg and I'm going to push my hips back. So my weight is on that right leg. And then I'm going to step my feet back together. Side lunge. Exactly. Stepping out, bending the leg, and weight goes over that supporting leg, and then I step my feet together. Excellent, ladies. So we're going to do about 8 more of these. And this is to help develop that strength in our side hips, right? We spend a lot of our life going forward and back. We need to have that development in those side stepping muscles too. And if you notice, it's a hip hinge again, right? Exactly the same as we did when we sat on our chair. Waist is long, spine is long, hips are back. Everyone's going to give me 2 more here. Good. Nice, ladies. Last one. Beautiful. So if you feel comfortable there, let's loop in a balance. Okay, so you're going to do the same thing. You're going to do a side lunge, but this time as you stand up, can you find a single leg balance? Your chair is there if you need it, huh? Okay, so you step down, you do your lunge, then you've got to get your weight back onto your supporting leg and you find your balance. Yes, guys, we're going to do 3 more here. Side lunge. Get the weight over that supporting leg and hold. Yes, 2 more. Side lunge. Over the supporting leg. That's it. Don't worry if you wobble. Last one. Side lunge. Try and get that weight over the leg. We're going to hold it an extra 5 seconds here. 4, 3, 2, don't worry if you wobble. Last one, and come down. Okay, switching sides. So for me, I'm just going to change my chair to the other side. And now we're going to step out with the other leg. So just starting with your side lunge. You step out on the left, push the hips back, weight over the left leg, and stepping those feet together. Stepping out, push, and back. Yes, ladies, really nice work, okay? And remember, everything we want to do is that hinge action, right? Bending that knee and pushing those hips back, keeping that spine long. Everyone's going to give me about 4 more here. Excellent. Easy. 3. Good. Last 2. Perfect. Last 1. Nice work. So we know what's coming. We're going to do that balance, okay? So stepping out. Then you shift your weight back onto your standing leg. Remember, chair is there if you need it. And again, stepping out, hinge the hips. Find that balance, hold. Yes, guys, 3 more here. Stepping out. Good. Find that balance. Beautiful. Last 2 here. And hold. Nice, ladies. Last one. Make this your best one ever. We're going to hold it for 5 extra seconds. So stay calm. Breathe. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Very, very nice. Okay, gang. So from there, let's make our way down onto our mat. Now, for this, you can use your chair. It's not essential. It's more important that you come down on your mat. So we're going to work those muscles, or our postural muscles. So we're going to come and lie on our front. Now, if you find that your back isn't comfortable lying on your front, you can put a cushion underneath the ribs or underneath your belly button, okay? That will just give you a bit of extra support. So, if you do have your chair, you can put your legs kind of on the inside and push against the legs, and that just gives you a bit of support, but it's not necessary. So I've got my forearms bent, my forearms on the mat. Can't bend my forearms, can I? And I've got my legs a comfortable distance apart. I'm going to press your pubic bone down, and I'm going to just very gently lift my chest up, keeping the back of my neck long, eyes looking down at my mat, and then release. So it's just a little lift and a little lower. Okay? So it's not a big movement. It's very, very gentle. Okay? And what we want to avoid is pushing with our hands. Tendency in these moves is for people to push with their hands, and quite often, you'll feel it through your lower back. Yeah? It's not a bad thing that you feel your muscles in the lower back work, or in these exercises. They are playing a really active role. But the main focus of this one is to try and get that upper thoracic. So from the base of the neck to the bottom of the rib cage, or where your bra strap is, roughly, just before your bra strap. We want that bit to lift. Good. Everyone's going to give me just 2 more here. Fantastic. Last one. Really, really nice. Okay. So from there, we're going to come onto our forearms. And we're going to do a little bit of support for our abdominals. So extension, or any movement where we're taking the spine in this direction, is really, really great for us. We don't have any contraindications. It's good for our spines. Doesn't seem like it, does it? You think, oh my gosh, but actually we want to get the spine bending in this direction. So you're going to have, in these positions again, you can get tightness through that back. So I want you to come onto your forearms, and you'll notice if I let my abdominals drop down into the mat, I've got a much bigger curve here and everything is relaxed. If I press my pubic bone into the mat and I lift my rib cage and my abdominals off the floor, you can see I've got more space here and my back flattens. and then relax. And I want you to do this a couple times. So it's very subtle. I push my forearms into the mat. I lift my belly button and my rib cage up, so I've got a lovely long spine. And then I release and come back down. And what we're just training is those abdominal muscles working with the lower back muscles to keep that core nice and strong and tight, yeah? Instead of those back muscles doing all the work. Good. Nice, ladies. Good. Nice. Min, can you leave that pubic bone down for me? And just think rib cage and belly button. So even smaller, but the movement is there. So come up onto your forearms for me. And down. Nice, guys. Good. How are we getting on? Give me thumbs up if everyone's like, can feel it. Okay. Now this move is also important because when you do a plank, when you do a push-up, any of those movements, you need it, okay? But for now, we're going to progress into our swan or cobra. We call it swan in Pilates. Now, ideally, you want to walk the hands slightly forward of the body, okay? You're going to lift the ribs off the mat, straighten the arms, and lift the chest, okay? And with this, I want you to look up. Now, if you find that's too much tension on your back, you just walk your hands a little bit further forward and you don't lift up so high. And then you bend the arms and you control the body back down, okay? Really, where the arms go is going to be personal to you. The closer your hands are to you, the more extreme the curve is going to be. So it will depend on how mobile your back is. So have a little play. Does it feel more comfortable to have the hands further away? Or is it more comfortable to have the hands a little bit closer? And just do 2 or 3 of these, finding which position works best for you, and thinking of that lift of the rib cage and the abdominals, yeah, and opening that chest. And if you smile as well when you get to the top, it should feel good. Yeah. But if you don't want to smile, don't worry, I won't hold it against you. It is Monday after all. Nice, ladies. Really good. Everyone is going to finish their last one there and just really thinking of that nice lift, opening the chest, belly buttons held, and we're using that core, and then lower back down. From there, you're going to sit back onto your heels. If you keep your bottom high in the air and walk the hands forward, so again, we keep that lovely long spine. And just, you can place your forehead on the mat. Just take a couple nice deep breaths here. You can lower your bottom towards your heels as long as you don't create this very deep C shape. If you can create a long line, is more ideal, okay? So one more nice deep breath here. In through the nose, out through the mouth. And then we're going to come to all fours. So we're going to keep practicing those push-ups. Now you have the choice, you can do it from all fours, okay? Everyone must make sure you've got your wrists underneath your shoulders, abdominals lifted. If you would like to make it a bit more challenging, you're going to walk the knees back a little bit further so that you're in a kneeling plank. And you'll notice I've got a long line from my knee all the way up through the crown of my head. Now I want you to roll the upper arms together, and you're slowly going to lower yourself all the way down to the mat until you're completely lying on the floor. Good. You're then going to pick your rib cage up, leave your knees down and push yourself up. And everyone's going to give me 5 of these, okay? If you're doing it from all fours, you must make sure you keep your weight forward, okay? So your push-up always wants to look like a triangle. Your hands are the base and your nose is the tip, yeah? And that's going to help us shift that weight forward and work into those arms. If your knees are a bit further back, it gives you a little bit more space. It's a little bit more natural for the shoulders, but obviously it's that little bit more challenging. So everyone is just going to give me 2 more here, Remember that upper body strength is so important to help those wrists and shoulders. Good, ladies. And once you have finished your last one, you can sit back, give that lower back a little release in your child's pose. Fantastic, guys. Really, really nice. So we are slowly going to make our way up to standing. Yeah, give the shoulders a little roll. Lots of work on them. We're going to finish with our tiny bit of balance. So we are going to have our feet in a Pilates V. So heels together and toes apart. We're going to imagine we've got a 50-pound load between our butt cheeks. And that helps to lock in and engage all those muscles around the pelvis. You're then going to find a focus on the wall in front of you. Rise up onto your tiptoes. Find your balance. Yes, now if you feel comfortable, are those 3 circles stacked one on top of the other? Can you take the hands up as well? Good, now only if you feel confident to do so can you close your eyes for a second. Good, can you slowly open those eyes? Can you press down those hands, those shoulders and those heels? Take one nice deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. You guys are all done.